it's Gang Deep here, and I want to talk about crying today because a lot of people think it's such a horrible thing to be doing and they feel so embarrassed by it, and a lot of people have been judged by this. So let's discover some things that we probably didn't know and how can we accept this natural release mechanism that it is. Crying is healthy. I want to say that as first and foremost, because you are releasing that tightness in your chest that you have been holding on to for so long, and we know that there is something there and it's just like, I need to get rid of this, but I don't want to be seen as vulnerable, I don't want to be seen as weak, I don't want to see people me crying, so I'm just gonna keep holding it in. And this is what can be damaging to our health as well. And a lot of people, especially females, you've been growing up hearing that, you know, boys don't cry, men don't cry, you gotta be a strong person. And even for some females as well, we do believe that as well, that, you know, you need to be strong, you need to be tough, you need to hold it together, especially if you're the oldest child. You need to be the one leading the way, and you cannot show your emotions because that's going to affect the rest of the family and everybody around you. But that's going to harm your own health because we're holding that tightness in ourselves and making it more damaging for ourselves and our health. So there was a quote that I had read, and it was from a psychologist saying, whatever is not expressed, our organs will weep. And when I read that, I was like, hell no, hell no. So that was one of the first things that I decided that I'm not going to let my body suffer for this and go into that whole problem cycle of, you know, health issues. I want to have my healing fix in the best way possible that I can do it, and I don't want to add on extra problems in this process. So I hope that that can be a trigger for you to do it, but don't do it out of fear, but do it as a precaution that, you know, this is healthy for me. I don't need to live so rigid, I don't need to live so tight, I don't need to hold up so many walls and shields to protect myself. I can be safe and I can be protected if I shed some tears, and it's okay. A lot of people think that, especially if they have been judged in the past and somebody has told them, why are you crying? Why are you always crying? Stop doing that. Don't do that. Like, we're in public. Like, come on, don't do this. And made you feel embarrassed and ashamed. They are probably the people who have never cried themselves and think that it is shameful to do so. So just know that you need to create that separation. That is their judgment. You don't need to take that on, and you really shouldn't take that on, because it's not healthy for one thing, but it's also them. That is theirs, and that's how they choose to see it, and you got to be okay with it, but you got to decide, I need to do me. I really need to do me, and this is what my body is saying. My body is saying, cry. So this brings me to the point, why is your body saying, like, bringing this overwhelm of emotions, all these tears are ready to flow? The body is saying that. Every time my clients or anybody I get on a call with at the first time, they always say, oh my gosh, I've got all these emotions and I don't like it and I can't stop crying, what do I do? And I say to them, what I'm going to share here is, let's shift this, because your body is saying something. Your tears are showing up for a reason. If tears are coming up, you're crying, take it as a sign that your body is ready to release that thing that you've been holding on to. So I love that, because it shows me, and it has helped me in my journey to say, okay, if I'm crying about this, it means I'm ready to let this go. Like, I'm gonna be over this anytime soon, like in the next hour, half an hour, or maybe if I want to cry out extra day and I haven't got to the solution, I'm ready to release this. But the thing is, are you ready to let go? That's the problem sometimes, that we know we're gonna release this, or this is coming up for us, but we're not ready to let go, so we hold it in ourselves. So when you are crying, can you ask yourself, my body is saying I'm ready to release this, can I be okay to say, okay body, I'm ready to let this go? Every tear you're crying, let everything drop through every teardrop. It doesn't matter if you know what you're crying about or you don't know what you're crying about, it's all okay. You can let every tear, just let everything go that you needed to let go in that moment, and just be okay with it. and find peace at the end. There's always going to be peace a little bit after crying, and you feel so much lighter. You open up your heart space, and it's a great way because you are clearing out energy, you're clearing out the emotions that you don't need anymore. It's like your body is saying you're ready to level up to the next version. Come on, let's do this, let's go, join me. And we've just got to, you know, walk that walk with the body and say, I'm in for it, I'm gonna do this. And find your safe space. Sometimes you can't find that safe space to cry, and it is a matter of, okay, I'm gonna go and find my safe space. When I do, I'm gonna think of that situation that was really bugging me, and then I'm gonna cry it out. If you are those people who find that they can cry and the cry just comes and you can't stop it, and you feel triggered. So there is a situation that you are in and your body feels in flight mode, and it feels like, oh my gosh, I'm so panicked right now, and my initial response is to cry. I used to cry always when I used to get frustrated, when I didn't feel I was capable of something and I had so much expectation. Frustration would come into my body instantly. It was tears as the next step. So we had to release the expectations and the frustration or feeling that I was not capable. And that really shifted my body responding. It wouldn't cry anymore. It wouldn't go down that route because I had changed it and programmed it to a different route. And you can do the same. It's knowing that what situations make me instantly cry that I don't like because family, friends, public, anybody is around me, and that's making me, like, you know, close inwards, feel bad about myself. And that is where you can create the shifts for yourself in those situations. But don't feel bad as well along that route. Take it as a process. Be gentle with yourself. You really give yourself that kindness. Because we've already taken out people's projections of judgment, shame, and we're labeling ourselves like, oh my gosh, I'm just emotional and I'm a person who constantly cries, and everybody just like, oh, there she goes again or something. So don't take on extra stuff. You want to clear this. So allow that space to be like, okay, I'm going through this process and I'm healing this process. I'm not attaching any more labels of what other people, my family, friends think of me, because I'm going through this process and I know it's only going to be temporary now, and it's going to be moved into the past, and that will be a past version of me. So with the judgments, if you really feel like it's hard to shift this, think about that person's and all those people that might have been projecting their judgments onto you. They're kind of dictating what you should hold on to and what you shouldn't in your life. And you need to make that decision that I get to choose what I want to hold on to in my body and what I don't want to hold on to. Because they're saying, oh my gosh, don't cry. What are you doing? Not in public. What is going on with you? Can't you get it together? And you're suppressing, and your reaction is to hold on because that's what you're being told to do. You need to be like, okay, nope, I'm not going to listen to that. I get to choose what I need to do and what my body needs. It needs to cry, it's going to cry. I'm going to find a safe space. If it's possible, then I will do that, but I will cry. I was on the bus once, and this little girl, ballet girl, she was in her ballet outfit and her mother was next to her, and her mother was looking at her, and the bus was packed, and she was like, don't cry to the little girl. And I was sitting behind her, and I really wanted to say, cry, like, if you want to cry, please cry, like whatever you're going through. She must have been like about 8 or 9, and I really wanted to say, you know, it's okay, just cry, like go for it. And she was really like, I could see from her face that she was like trying to hold it together, and sometimes it's not really useful when we've learned that pattern as children, and we have to know that it is safe to cry because it is our natural process. It is our natural release mechanism that our body has. And why not use it? Like, it really is peaceful. You get that release afterwards. So tune into it. Don't hide away from it, because it's like a big process that you're denying that your body can really support you with. It is a support mechanism as well that you can use. So don't deny it, don't push it away, don't try to shove it because of the judgments that you have received. Shift it, use the shifts. I was at before my healing journey, I was going through a process and I was on the train to work, and I had this moment, the first time actually, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting tearful, I cannot cry, this is a train. Like, I cannot cry here. And then I was at work and I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot cry here, this is like, I could feel the tears kind of starting to drop, and I was like, okay, I need to go, I need to like go somewhere. So I took my phone, I messaged my dear friend and I said, I don't know what's going on, but I cannot seem to stop crying, what do I do? And she responded, it's okay. You need these tears right now. Let them flow, because these tears are going to allow you to carry you across to the other side of the shore. And without them, you won't be able to get there. So I was like, oh, it made me laugh, but it was like, okay, I get it. And it was really that acknowledgement that I needed to be like, it's okay, I can do this. So, and then obviously when I started my healing journey, it was obviously tears, and my therapist and coach really encouraged crying. So that's what I really taken that as well when I'm supporting my clients, that tears are a good thing. They have so much healing that you can shift as well in that moment. But if your body is going through, you want to shift the emotions and the energy, allow that is part of the process. You got to allow it to happen, because otherwise you're stopping it, you're getting stacked energy, stacked emotions in your throat, the tightness is there in the chest, and you're just like, kind of like nothing's shifting, I still feel the tightness, I know I want to say something, but I don't know, I feel judged, or there's some emotion there is blocking that. And you've got to be, can I release this? Can I be okay and peel away the layers that society and people and friends have told me about crying, and make it okay for myself? And that is a big thing, definitely for some people, that can we do this? Can we allow ourselves to be that vulnerable? Can we allow ourselves to open our hearts and know that it's going to do us good? At the end of the day, it's going to do us good. It does not, the more you cry, it's not going to make you more of an emotional person, more aware, I would say, emotionally intelligent. It doesn't mean you're going to be always crying in situations. It means that you are healing through things faster, and then you won't be triggered in situations going forward. So I hope that helps. And I'm just looking down at my notes. Ah, yes, I had these questions. I was like, really? I'm going to do a video and cry? And I didn't really think of it. I just thought like, yeah, you know, your body's sharing a message. You need to hear it. But then I had these questions that my clients were asking. And they, obviously, because they're part of my training, going through one-on-one, they were saying, I'm crying it out, but the emotion is not getting released. And I thought, okay, this is interesting. Fantastic question. What do you do when you feel like you're crying, but it's not moving, nothing is shifting in that moment? And it's like, what are the thoughts you are thinking about that situation? Because at the moment we are spiraling, you're going in a spiral, you keep thinking the same thoughts and it's make you cry, and then you think of the thought again, it makes you cry, you're kind of going around in a circle. So how do we snap out of this and actually create the shifts and the healing? What is the thought that you are thinking about that you're not letting go of? What is the thought that you are still allowing it to trigger you? And that will be the thing that you need to let go. Can you come to acceptance? Can you come to a shift in that thought? And that is what is holding you back, and that's why we're in that spiral. So it was really interesting. So I hope that this helps and you are able to decide that you want to stand in your personal power and not let other people judge you for being you. All the best and lots of love.